Let's get ready for a budget battle!
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time.
Yu-Gi-Oh is a game that has over 10,000 cards, with prices that vary between 1 cent and over $1,000. In this series, I'm going to show you guys that you can not only build a deck for dirt cheap, but you can make a deck that can hang with the best of them. Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Budget Battles Rivals. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Rainnite Gaming. I'm a Rainnite, and this is my series where I take and make a baller deck using just a budget prices. Okay, this is week 2, and it's time for you to play along. So you can hop onto my Discord, learn all the rules, try to be one of my rivals from week to week, because that's where I pick them, and you guys get to be featured in an episode. So last week, we went 1 and 2, which is pretty awesome. So we get an extra $3 added to our $3 budget, and we get to open a pack. I thought long and hard about packs, and I decided to go with Ghost from the Past 2. Because there's a bunch of extra deck monsters I wouldn't mind getting my hands on. And some other good just trade fodder if we open up a Ghost Rare. Oh, okay. So we get Hope Harbinger right off the bat. That's freaking nuts. So yeah, this is definitely going in the deck. It's really good for our combos with our number 100 player, Yugioh stuff. See if we pulled anything else, and we didn't. But this was well worth it. I don't know what his prices were, but they were out of my price range. Let's get this thing sleeved up, and we can search around online and figure out what we want to spend our $6 on. Even if I don't go completely through my budget, I can save some for next week, but I think I'm going to go through most of it here because I got some good stuff I really want to get. First up, we're going to go with Plague Spreader Zombie. This lets us start doing synchro stuff. He is not super expensive, so this is just going to be one of the budget stocks that lets us start do things. He's great because, you know, if you normal summon him out, and then he can come right back out of the graveyard, so you can use him twice if you need to. Then I'm definitely getting 3 alphas. This is probably one of the best deck cards, main deck monsters I have. He can bounce your kaijus, he can bounce other things. You can summon out more than one of him at a time if you want to too, if they have more attack points. Then the last 5th card, we're going to go with what I like to call just the Armored Grand Maju, Cho-Chang or Chu-Chang, I can never say his name, the Sword Soul guy. He gains a ton of attack, has protection, he's awesome. So we need to go through our deck here and decide what we want to take out. Extra deck's pretty easy. We've got a lot of fluff in there, so we're just going to take out some of the Utopias. But we need to make room for 4 cards. The tricky part is, I mean, our deck already works really well. So probably going to take out some of the stuff that is kind of excess or things that I could put in the side deck. So looking at my back row removal, some extra searchers, are kind of what I'm looking for here. I don't want to get rid of all of this, so I think I'm just going to get rid of one of my back row removal, and then I'm going to go up to 41 cards. So that's not bad. Let's zip through the deck here. We didn't make a ton of changes, so I want to do this really quick. Obviously, we're going to put in those 3 alphas, and then, of course, all of our other monsters are pretty much staying the same there. You can see this deck is just really consistent, really powerful, and it's just gonna get better from week to week. Okay, let's get into the extra deck. So the extra deck, we've got a lot of fluff. Obviously, we'll keep one of the Sky Prisms for sure. We've got our new Synchro, and we've got Hope Harbinger. Other than that, not a lot's changed. Okay, let's get into our rival this week, Nevik Ninja, playing Fur Fighters. We're just going to go through his deck here. This is a nice profile for fur fighters. We're going to do this every week with our rival. So you get to see what they're building with their tiny, tiny budget. And so you can build it at home if you're trying to get into these decks. So as you see, fur fighters, obviously, they've got all their archetype patrol cards. English, it's my first language. And I think they got some new cards in the newer set that we'll be getting to here in a second. We've got Rex, he's a cutie. I think that's a newer card. I could be wrong on that. And Philo as well. So they got a little support, I think. Could be wrong. Let me know in the comments down below. And so, you know, he goes through his whole archetype, and almost his whole deck is just archetype patrol cards and searchers and protection. So really nice. Psalm Strike's awesome budget option for, you know, just protecting your going first place. Desires, and then the Hole That Is Dark. This is a super good budget option for clearing boards. Ghost Ogre, another great budget option for hand traps. And then his extra deck, you could tell this is where he was starting to run into budget problems, and he couldn't do a full one, but he was able to get his, you know, engine monsters, and then he went straight into the nightmares, which are awesome. And there's some great alternate prints of Borreload and Boresword, so they're super cheap now. So let's get into this first match and see if we can beat our first rival. Getting into this, trying to slow this down a little bit so we can actually see what's going on. Tell me if you guys are liking these style of replays or not. I've got some different ideas. It looks like he didn't want to go first. I think I had won this die roll and chose to go second. We opened a ridiculous hand, and we're able to clear off his back row, do our searcher with our Gizmek, so it's a 0 cost spell, go right into another searcher, and we were able to get out our Gizmek. We didn't pull into a Grand Maju, so we obviously can't kill as easily here. I actually think if I would have summoned out the other Eater, I could have killed here, but, you know, you miss your opportunities. Always do your maths. He hits me with Dark Hole and doesn't have much to summon out, so we're able to get the Gizmek in his end phase, and we've got just death tolls right here. We're able to just clear off his board going into our dragon plays. That gets rid of a monster in the back row. Oh, Jesus. So he hand traps us, and we are able to put out a huge Eater and still kill him though. You can see this deck has good recursion, trying to just go for the throat, go for the throat. He makes us go first on this round, which is always a good plan. Unlucky for him though, we opened some big boys. I'm hoping he would stumble onto my landmine, but he hits me with another Dark Hole. Let's just see, that card is pretty darn good, and I could see it being played in more decks. You know, if you don't really care about working off your opponent's monsters, it might be something really good. So he is able to start comboing off. We ran into a time issue a little bit here. In further rival matches, I'm just going to turn off the time component because he was running low on some time. So I think he ended on a slightly inoptimal board, but, you know, first week of rival matches, folks. And again, thank you, Nev, or Ninja, however you like to go, for being part of my first rival matches. I hope to see him in laters to see if this deck continues to upgrade. And remember, folks, I am going to do tournaments once we get enough rivals from week to week to see, you know, who the top rival is that far into the series. Or if I'm just awesome and I beat everybody. Who knows? It could happen. He's able to stop me from just going for the throat real easily, but then I hit him with a gigantic Grand Maju. That's the danger of this deck, especially playing with all the Eaters. You can just murder people fast. Let's get into our last two matches. Our first one here is against ABC. ABC is a very, very cool deck, and also can be played as a good budget deck. Obviously, I think this is a full power version because You can see his hand there. He's got hand traps. He's got some of the newer stuff. My hand trap made him end on just, a crappy card that I'm going to be able to get rid of really easily. Go under Jugugleon and just hit for the 9,000. Again, you can't give this deck any room. It's just going to kill you. Going to the next part duel here. He does not seem to open much, but he does have his searchers, and we do not have hand traps. So hopefully he doesn't pull anything great. He does open up into his field spell there. And I do know from experience, if you get that field spell, basically all you need to go full combo and be able to get out an ABC. He's got other hand traps, other removal. It's a pretty decent hand. He gets going through his ABC things here. And the trick here is you want to get an A, B, and C either on the field or in your graveyard. And then you can go straight into your ABC Buster Dragon. So that gives you a bunch of Mundra, back row, a banish. I'm gonna just try to search through my deck here, see if I can open anything good, and I do. I kaiju him just so he can't do anything. Pop in another kaiju. I'm gonna go ahead and try to do some more searching to see if I got some more back row options. Don't really open it anything, and I'm just gonna decide to try to go for the throat. And you get to see here, Concentrated Currents bumps up to 20k, comes back down to 10, and he does live. That pissed me off, but he couldn't do anything after that. But you got to see Concentrated Currents work its magic. So we are 2-0 so far. Can we go undefeated this week? We go against the new structure deck, but I think this is a full power Dark World deck that I've heard is really nice. I've never really played against it, so I don't know what a lot of these cards do. I think I'm about to find out. One thing playing against this deck, I found if they can open up a certain way of playing it, basically what they do is they loop you for your entire hand. And yeah, it works real good. In fact, it takes a long time, and it's really painful to sit there and play through. So he goes and he's got this little bat guy, which I think is a rank 8 that I'm gonna have to look into because it's something where he gets to draw cards and burn damage. The burn damage could be really nice trying to hit for game, because sometimes if they have a monster, Jugugleon's 100 combo doesn't hit for enough. So this would let you burn for a little bit of damage that might let you OTK through some boards. So pretty cool. Plus it'll draw you cards, and yeah, all about card advantage. So that might be a card that we look into in later decks. So he's going through here, and as you can see, I'm down to 3 cards, and I haven't done anything yet. And he has 1, 2, buckle my shoe, 5, 12, a whole lot of cards. And I'm down to 1 card now, which basically will do nothing for me unless I pull into something really nice. Pretty much looking like it's, I don't even know what I could pull. Maybe Slumber could stop this. I don't know. It's just not looking for, okay, there's Slumber is not going to fix this now because he's got several monster negates, cuts off the graveyard, and a spell negate. 3 face down back rows. So yeah, that's gonna be game on that one. And he has Eradicator Virus, so no spell, back to 1 card. We're just gonna roll into game 2. You can see that is something, if you don't have a way to upset that deck and stop it from doing its thing, you're gonna have a really bad day. So I picked to go second again because I really don't have a going first option at the moment. Even in my full power deck, I don't have a ton of going first wants and needs. But it's looking like this could be a whole lot of what I just went through. So he's able to go through his deck. He plays a lot of the dangers. This does need a bunch of support more than your just buying the 3 structure decks. will give you, but I don't see it being too bad pricey. Let me know if you guys would like to see this full power version of this deck that he's playing. I probably will be popping out a 3 of structure deck video next week or sometime, just to kind of give you guys an idea what you can get for that budget price. But right now he is just cruising through his combo, and it's not looking good for me. Even though I haven't burned anything yet, I have a feeling that's going to start happening real soon. He does get to let me draw a card, then take a card out, and I try to use my Bigfoot, but that gets negated. Yeah, he's got a hell of a board here. This is definitely some kind of going first deck. And then, you know, I'm down to 4 cards, and he's at 6. Here's that cool rank 8, which I'm kind of interested in. I'm going to have to look that up because it looks like a ton of fun of draw power. He burns you, it looks like, burns you for like 16, 21, something like that. Really nice. 26,000, I believe. 2,600. Nah. Okay, still at 4 cards. Oh, nope, down to 2. Spoke too soon. And he sets up a Hope Harbinger that's not looking good. What's he at now? Like 9 cards? That's some crazy draw power. And there, I am now at 0 cards. So, yay. He's able to set up his, you know, more negates. He has given me 2 cards, you know. Maybe I can do something with those. Not much, though. So, need to draw something good here. And I don't. Go ahead and Kaiju and surrender. So, I do not get to do a clean sweep this week. I went 2-1 again. So, I'm going to get my $3 for the week. And then I obviously will be able to pick between either getting more packs, getting more cash, but you're going to have to wait to find that out until next week. And don't forget, go on to my Discord, tell me you're playing along, and sometime later in the week, I'm going to pop on there and be like, hey, looking for people to play for the rival position. And if I can get people to pop in there as the other 2 duels, I will pick subscribers over randos for those. But other than that, that's it for me, and I will see you guys next week in my budget series of Budget Battles Rivals Edition. This has been Rainnite Gaming. I'm Rainnite, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!